Yo quería visitar a Arturo y a Matías también.
Otro día te llevo.
¿Y quién me va a atender? Silvia no está.
Papá, como otras veces. Además, es solo una noche. Silvia llega mañana y la nevera la tengo llena de cosas. ¿Contento? Bueno, ya vete a hacer tu tarea, que yo tengo que terminar aquí todavía la maleta.
No tengo tarea. Hoy comienzo vacaciones.
I liked how we were mostly in the perspective of the kids, that we could kind of see how he's feeling and kind of how he processes how he loves his mother so much, but he's also frustrated with her for not being able to see how his dad is treating him. It's a very heartbreaking story. Obviously, it happens a lot, unfortunately, in a lot of families, but I really liked this alternative perspective in which it's at least a positive ending, in which, we see that she does stand up for her son and she is able to stand up to him and kind of try to better her family. I think the acting was really good. I really think that all of their chemistry worked pretty well. And I think that with the pacing and all of that, I think they also did very well in that sense as well. Um, I think that from beginning to end, the story felt very concise, and overall, I think it was very much earned.
And a strong emotional appeal with the construct of the family, with a sort of a subtle and undercurrent of chaos, really, and a lot of discord within the family, and how I thought how it reflected amongst amongst the child in a way that I thought was very realistic in terms of what happens in actual families, in dynamics in which the energy is picked up by the child, and the child is unsure how to navigate their parents and not knowing how to maintain the balance of their relationship. So I thought the piece had a strong approach thematically, and I thought all the leads were very effective in creating a very strong emotional appeals for their characters, and reflecting a range of emotions across the piece that I thought really reflected a lot of talent amongst the cast in particular.
I thought it was so interesting that both the child and the mother were lying about the abuse that they were experiencing at the hands of the father, whether it was to protect each other or to protect the father himself. I just thought it was really interesting that they both lied to each other about it, even though they both inferred that it was happening to the other. Um, the dad in this was terrifying. I thought that he did a really great job of acting that out and really being a presence to be feared by the mother and by the son. You could really understand why they might lie about the abuse that they were experiencing and why they might not speak up earlier. I love that the mom stands up to the dad in the end, and we learn that she was there the whole time, because I was really losing hope in her after her lying to her son about the abuse that she was experiencing and not really seeming to be there for him. But I love that at the end it was revealed that she was there for him all along, and she had a plan. So I liked that it had a happy ending there. Um, but yeah, I thought this was really well done, and the way that they had this family chemistry and dynamic that they played out really well, really represented how abuse can go on for so long in real life, and no one uh, knows any better or speaks up because of situations like this where there's a lot of lying and covering up the truth, either to protect yourself or others, from someone like this father who is um, making a lot of threats and is very scary.
I love how the story takes a very different approach towards the end. By instead of having this sort of bloody mess, it has this happy ending where the mom is finally able to stand up to the guy that she's dating. After so many fights and threats, I also love how the opening sequence creates the suffocation feeling, basically showing the audience how the son is suffocating with this guy in his life and his mom's life, and how he tries to fight it back each time, but he can't because of how young and fragile he is.
It's just so toxic to see, the character like this, and this film is so good to unpack that topic about, like, hyper masculine person in the family trying to, like, abuse other members inside and want to, use that power to overwhelm them. And I mean, eventually they stand up for that, the mother, and she kind of like clapping back and kind of kind of show like who has like the real power in the family. So it is really good to see like this story, good to understand, and good to know that it's not shouldn't be happen, and it's well performed by the actors. And there are lots of elements inside the film that is kind of like well put together with with the story as well, like the scene, like the camera shot, the angles. It's just kind of like it complement like the story that the filmmakers want to tell. So this one is good, and especially in the Latinx like family. So it's pretty well done to see like this kind of aspect of the family in this way too.
The compelling writing and the interactions between the characters were so convincing, notably between the son and his mother, so much love and compassion. The actor playing the father was also quite convincing as the abuser. The location of the small apartment really worked, and the rather quiet atmospheric music under the action set the tone of this dramatic piece. Great pace, direction, and editing.